Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we are going to do learn a little bit about how to set up your bait casting reels. A little something I haven't gone over before, and it's something that it's actually pretty crucial, and it's actually really easy to figure out once you know what the knobs do and all that stuff, and just kind of how to set it up, and then just how to start. So, and there's probably a ton of different ways out there to do this. Someone else probably learned a different way than what I did, but this is how I learned. This is how I became as efficient as I am. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but this is how I learned and became as efficient as I am at throwing a bait caster. So when looking at the reel, a couple things you want to take note. First, this one right on this side here, so it'll always be on the side that doesn't have the reel. So this is your brake, and this one's pretty beat up, but it'll either say free, so up here it says free, it's hard to read, sorry, or down to max. So free means no brakes, max means all the brakes, so the most tension you got there, the most brake you got. And on this side, always on the side with the reel, this is your tension knob. So this is going to put tension on your spool. So this really helps to keep the spool, so when your line hits the water, keeps this from free spinning. So this, I will keep this. What I'll do is when I start, I will tighten this one all the way up, and I'm going to set this all the way to the max. Now I'm going to put you guys in my chest, and this is going to be a little easier for me to show you when I got both hands, and show you with the rod and reel in my hand, and show you what I do when the lure drops and hits the ground. Typically it's better just in the water, but we're in the garage, so whatever. All right, now one thing, okay, so let me get that off of there. All right, so right now we'll tighten this up, so turn it all the way back and watch my line, see? Okay, let me do that here. When I push my thumb, watch the lure. Doesn't go anywhere, but I can still pull line out. Okay, so that means I'm all the way tight on that. Now I'm going to loosen that all the way, just for the sake. So if I push it, I go, and it comes down. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to go over on this side here, brakes. I'm going to turn the brakes all the way on. I actually had the brakes mostly on, so each rod, each reel is going to be a little bit different. So this one, I only have like maybe 6 different settings for the brakes. The ones that have a lot of settings, those are going to be your better ones. So this is an older smoke inshore reel. The newer smoke ones have more settings on them. This is definitely going to help you for the casting portion. It'll definitely kind of slow you. It'll definitely shorten your cast a little bit, so you have to play around with it when you cast. Now we're not going to be able to do that today because we're in the garage, but mess around with that. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to tighten this all the way back up again. Push the button. It's not coming down. Okay. Now, don't do anything right at this point. Turn this knob. Turn your spool tensioner knob until you see your lure start to come down. There we go. Now, you notice the spool stopped turning as soon as the lure hit the ground. That's what you want. So reel up and try it again. Okay, it's not coming down, so loosen the tension a little bit. There we go. That's what you want. Do it again. It did loosen a little bit here on the line, but I already kind of had that somewhat loose. So let me reset that. I messed it up earlier. So just to be a bit correct. Plus, I did just re-spool this line, or put spool. This is fresh line, so it's not as tight as it would be. So we're going to tighten this up just a couple clicks there. Okay. Well, that was too much. Back a little bit. There we go. See, take a look at that there. Didn't loosen up at all. So that's where you want to start. And now, when you do start casting like this, your casts are going to end up like short, like coming real short, and that's okay to begin with. You're just learning it. You're trying to learn it, and then until you get good at feathering your thumb on the spool, each cast you get better at feathering your thumb on the spool, loosen up your tensioner knob here, and it'll be more free. And then sometimes you can, if you get it just set right on certain reels, you can just cast it, let it hit, not even have to worry about touching your thumb on the spool. But other reels, you most definitely have to, no matter what you do, and it's fine. Like I said, every reel is a little bit different. So just start it like that, and then play around with it. And take some casts out there, and start like this. If you're casting a little bit short, go over here to your brakes and go back a click or two. So that's about where I usually have. I usually don't go free, because when I go free, it definitely bird's nests a lot easier. So on this reel, that is. On some other reels, I can go all the way free and it'd be fine. So you got to play around with it with each reel and with each lure too, might I add you. So this is a frog. A jig's going to be a little bit different. So you got to set this so with each lure, and crankbaits are a big deal too. Each crankbait's going to be a little bit different as well. Jerkbait's going to be different than say a square bill. So play around with it and see what you think, and try with a couple different reels if you have them. If not, no big deal. Learning wise, start with braid. Braid's easier to learn with, and if it gets bird's nested while doing this, it's easier to get out than fluorocarbon or monofilament without damaging the line. So try that. All right, guys, that's it for this tips and tricks video for a beginner class, technically, of learning how to set up your baitcaster. Now, just keep in mind that this is how I learned, so it worked for me. So I mean, someone might have learned differently, and someone might be teaching differently. Don't say that they're wrong. It's just the way that they learned, and it worked for them, and it might work for other people too. Like this. It worked great for me, but it might not work for everybody, and that's okay. It is definitely a place to start with. Just remember, you got those two knobs, one on each side of the reel. Sometimes you don't have the brakes, and sometimes you got to pull the cover off the side of the reel to get to the brakes, and that's okay too. So if you're buying a brand new reel, they got a little instruction pamphlet in there. Open that up and see where your brakes are. If you have any, I mean, pretty much all of them do. I'm not going to say they all do, but most of them do. But some of them are behind a cover. So take a look at that pamphlet that comes with your reel to make sure to see if it doesn't come there, if it's not like underneath the cover on the side of the reel, or maybe this doesn't have one at all. So check that out. And all right, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Smash the like button if you like this kind of stuff, and we'll catch you in the next video.